I'm unintentionally channeling the 80s. So hi everyone, it's October! What a good month for music. Demi Lovato's album's coming out, Little Mix's album's coming out, Katy Perry's supposed to come out with a single, I think. Ariana Grande too. And then Selena Gomez is supposed to come out with her album soon. But on the Muppets, I know it's just their first season and they're trying to integrate all their ABC stars, but I want bigger figures. Especially since this year, or this coming year, is going to be a political year. I think it's a good way to get things across. I'm totally modeling this show after 30 Rock. I can't wait for Oprah and Al Gore to show up. I remember when I first watched 30 Rock and Condoleezza Rice actually showed up in it. I totally lost it. And then on this week's Project Runway, we're getting closer to the end, but this week's episode is so meh too. This week was totally catered to their sponsor, Just Fab, so everything was so conflicted and lost because they wanted to know which dress is basically most profitable, and that was basically the challenge. So there was nothing to be judged on based on innovation and creativity. Yeah. And now for a show I wasn't expecting to like. I saw the promo for Quantico and Wendy, and I saw some GIF sets out of it on Tumblr, but I wasn't really interested in watching it. But I had some free time this week and watched it during lunch, so I was pleasantly surprised. The first episode, what a roller coaster. The cast is pretty diverse, and the main lead character is also a female who is a person of color, and she's not even American. And like Sense8, there is a global aspect to the show that I really like. I hope the terrorist isn't who we all think it is. Moving on to How to Get Away with Murder. The second episode didn't leave me But just like everyone else, I was hoping the annoying DA would be gone, and it happened. Also, Connor and Oliver's struggles. You can't expect them to be a perfect couple. Otherwise, the show would be too fake. Who's the killer though? Is Nathan the killer? No, right? That would be too easy. And then on this week's Empire, that ending of the episode, scandalous. That dirty old man. The end was something I didn't expect, but it was something oh, I see, this totally fits in the show. Also, so many cameos. I didn't expect Becky G to be in it at all. I thought her demographic was the Disney kids, since I would hear her on Radio Disney more than I would hear her on Kiss. But I don't know. Towards the end, her scene with Hakeem was pretty racy. But more reason for Tinashe to be in it. But if she's in it already, I called it first. Moving on to comic books. I finally finished the X-Force series that was canceled last year. I thought the ending was pretty cool. It left me curious enough to know what happened next. And thank you, Marvel, for finishing the arc and not just leaving me hanging like I got stabbed in the back and left for dead. But moving away from the usual Marvel and DC talk, I actually read a new Street Fighters comic called Street Fighter V: The Life and Deaths of Charlie Nash. This was essentially a translated manga, and it was a pretty cool throwback for me, since I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom a lot at the arcade, or the liquor store that had the game. But it was pretty cool getting a refresh of the characters and their backgrounds. I thought the art looked really nice, especially with the coloring, because usually when I see mangas, they're in black and white. And I must say, between Guile and Charlie Nash, Charlie is definitely the hotter one. And then after Street Fighter V, I finally started reading Invaders in #1. It came out in July of this year, so it should be easy to find. What I appreciate is that it reintroduces Zim and all the characters in that show. And since Invaders Zim was canceled off Nickelodeon a couple years ago, Zim also took a long hiatus by hiding in the bathroom. My cardio time was up before I even finished the issue, so I didn't actually finish reading it, but I really enjoyed reading what I read so far, and I totally recommend it. So I guess this week was a series of throwbacks and a continuation of new shows. Hopefully you guys enjoyed what you watched, and please subscribe. Don't forget to like and share it too. And as always, don't forget to follow me elsewhere on social media, and I'll see you next week.